Welcome to day 7 in our journey down the road to the NBA trade deadline, a video series where every day for the 2 weeks leading up to the trade deadline, I make a new trade, every day. This is day 7, we're a week in, halfway done. I am so tired, but we're here, we're doing it, and if you like this video, leave a like, check out in the top right corner there. That little card's going to show the rest of the Road to the NBA trade deadline videos. Be sure to like those. Be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so when tomorrow's video comes out, you're notified as soon as it happens. Now, today we're looking at a team that has already made a trade with another team that has already made a trade. So these are at least some friendly front offices, but I don't think this is ever going to happen. However, let's just have a little bit of fun. So, what is the worst team in the NBA at the moment? Well, it's the Detroit Pistons. Yes, I know, as a Thunder fan, that this hurts even more to say. But, we're moving on. We're doing things. Anyway, the Pistons, not doing great. If you've been on social media, you've likely seen a video of someone courtside at a Pistons game, yelling at Cade Cunningham, saying that the Pistons need to trade him, and he kind of just nods with it. Now, I don't read too much into that. I don't think that's him saying, please, dear God, get me out of NBA hell. But it is kind of a fun idea to toy around with because the Pistons are so bad, and there was so much high hope for Cade Cunningham coming in. But who makes the trade, right? I mean, is it the Magic? They could use a good point guard. But I've already talked about the Magic a lot. The Bulls kind of already have a point guard. The Heat kind of already have a point guard. The Nets are on fire and currently have a point guard. The Hawks, same deal. But there is a team that I think would be really interested in sending their point guard from NBA Siberia to NBA Hell, and it's the Wizards. They've already made a trade with the Pistons this year. So they'll just come out and kind of challenge the Pistons and say, hey, listen, we want Cade Cunningham. I think the rest of the talent on this roster, plus him, makes us actually a reasonably competent team. We'll give you Jordan Poole. And if we're being real, we'll give you whatever picks you want to take Jordan Poole. Now, this does saddle the Pistons with a pretty big salary. But if they can maybe try to recoup this, maybe somehow turn his trade value around, great. But yeah, let's just say Washington's not about it. They've tried the Jordan Poole experience and we're not fans. However, the money doesn't work out, as you can see. So the Pistons are having to send someone else over. You have a couple different options, though. Realistically, Joe Harris gets you there. James Wiseman gets you close enough, I believe, to be at least in the conversation. Or you can do Mr. Bogdanovich here, and then maybe kind of try to balance that out as well. This is probably the easiest from a money standpoint, so we're just going to do that. And Bogey's been a really good player on their team as well, so who's to say? But this would be so interesting. Is the reality of being on the worst team in the NBA enough to kind of maybe get Jordan Poole out of his Jordan Pooleisms? And a lot of that's been overblown. He's still a good player, but he kind of just got thrown into the deep end of saying, hey, run your own team, with no one else to kind of shepherd him into that. He didn't really have a mentor into that process, so it's a lot of Jordan Poole doing Jordan Poole stuff. Here, you have the Wizards legitimately getting kind of good. I don't think they're going to jump from the second worst team in the league to the playoffs, but they might make a run into the play-in. They're really far behind. They're 10 games behind the Nets. But the Nets are kind of on fire too, so, who's to say? I doubt it changes a lot. But this is at least a step up for Cade Cunningham this season. And with all the turmoil with the Pistons of fans chanting sell the team and questions of Troy Weaver even being there anymore, this is not a great place for him to be, right? Now, once again, I don't think this happens, but this would be so interesting. And I would love for Cade to go to a better team, but I think this is a team he legitimately makes better with just being there. Like, because Kyle Kuzma's a good player. Bilal Coulibaly, good player. Danny Advia, good player. Landry Shamet can be a good player. Daniel Gafford's reasonably good player. Tyus Jones, you could trade him because a lot of people are interested in him. Because you have a new point guard, right? Like, just imagine any lineup in the future with Cade Cunningham and Bilal Coulibaly on it. Like, insert whoever else you want, and if you throw Kyle Kuzma in, sure. Like, he's a little older at that kind of standpoint. Maybe Danny Advia if you want him to play up. But that's like a pretty competent team. Like, of course, that those three players are not going to make that much of a difference. They're not necessarily the big three, but they do make the Wizards markedly better. Now, both of these teams have picks. The Pistons could use picks, and I think them and the Hornets have come out and said they're kind of looking to restock their picks. The Wizards have a ton of picks, so they can kind of help facilitate that. And, like, you want a player you can build around outside of Bilal Coulibaly, Cade Cunningham is a good one. But those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Am I crazy? I mean, I know this is crazy, but if you're the Wizards, do you even try this? Do you just challenge the Pistons, be like, look, we will give you some picks if you take Jordan Poole off of our hands and give us a little ray of hope. And then that just plunges the Pistons into a deeper, darker hole. But yeah, no, I think this is interesting. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow.